If your garden is overgrown and you're not sure where to begin, don't stress. With a bit of time and effort, you can turn it into a beautiful, well-kept space. Whether your garden has gotten out of hand or you've moved into a home with a neglected yard, a lovely garden is still possible. Even if weeds and brambles have taken over, with the right tools and some planning, you can get things back in order. In this video, follow these steps to bring your garden back to life and create the outdoor space you've always wanted. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and tap the bell button so you won't miss any of our videos. Decide what to plant. Think about the type of garden that suits your needs and interests. Do you envision a vegetable garden, an herb garden, or a colorful flower garden? If you're leaning toward vegetables or herbs, choose plants your family enjoys or is willing to try. This way, your garden can directly contribute to your meals. For a flower garden, consider what's most appealing: annuals or perennials. Annuals bloom throughout the summer, bringing lots of color but needing replanting each spring. Perennials, on the other hand, have a shorter blooming season but come back year after year, adding reliability to your garden. You can even mix the two for a garden that balances vibrant colors with dependable blooms. Each option, or a blend of them, creates a beautiful garden but may have different watering, pruning, and upkeep needs, so plan for what suits your lifestyle best. Take a look around. Start by stepping back and taking a good look at your garden. Identify the plants and areas you want to keep. Do you have mature trees or hardy plants you'd like to revive? Let those become the highlights of your garden's new look. Once you know what's worth saving, make a list of tasks. If you're just tackling one or two overgrown flower beds, you might only need a couple of hours. But if you're dealing with a garden jungle, clearing it out will take longer. If it's within your budget, think about reaching out to a professional landscaper. This can be especially helpful if your yard is very overgrown or you're unfamiliar with the plants in your area. A professional can help you figure out which plants to remove and which ones are worth keeping. They can also provide design ideas if you have a particular style in mind. While there's an upfront cost, it could save you a lot of time and help you avoid costly mistakes. Remember, great gardens are built with patience. Clear out dead plants and debris. Begin by removing any weeds, dead plants, fallen branches, or other debris. Getting rid of this clutter will give you a clear view of what you're working with and help reveal any plants that might still be healthy underneath. Once the surface is clear, focus on trimming back any overgrown shrubs or plants you don't want. For smaller weeds and patches of grass, use a lawnmower, making sure to collect and properly dispose of the clippings. For tougher weeds or brambles, a pair of heavy-duty shears or a weed trimmer can be helpful. If any trees are diseased or dead, consider removing them to open up space and allow more sunlight in. After you've cleared the area, you'll have a tidy base to work with. This will make it easier to visualize your garden layout and organize tools and materials. This step also helps prevent any invasive plants from regrowing, giving you a fresh start for new plantings or garden designs. Check and improve your soil. Getting to know your soil's condition is crucial for a successful garden. For an in-depth assessment, you can have a soil test done through your local cooperative extension service. They'll explain how to collect soil samples, where to gather them in your garden, and when it's best to take them. In about 2 weeks, you'll get results detailing which nutrients your soil might need. If you prefer a quicker option, a DIY testing kit will give you a basic understanding of your soil's nutrient levels and pH, though it won't be as thorough. Garden soil often needs a boost, especially in new construction areas where the top layer may be missing. Your soil could be lacking essential nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus, or it might have poor drainage or be too tightly packed. A simple fix is to add organic material. For a new garden bed, spread a 2 to 3 inch layer of compost over the area before planting. If you're working with a bed that's already in use, just lay compost on top, allowing it to break down into rich organic matter naturally. Earthworms and other soil organisms will help mix it in, improving the soil without disturbing any existing plants. Get your planting beds ready. Loosening the soil in new planting areas makes it easier for roots to spread and absorb the water and nutrients they need. You can do this in 2 ways, with a rototiller or by hand digging. A rototiller works well if you need to mix in a large amount of compost or other materials, but be careful not to overdo it, as too much tilling can harm the soil structure. For smaller areas, digging by hand is often more manageable. Make sure the soil is just right before you start. It should be moist enough to form a loose ball in your hand, but dry enough to crumble when dropped. Working with soil that's too dry can be difficult, while overly wet soil can get damaged. Use a spade or garden fork to gently turn the top 6-8 inches of soil, blending in the compost as you go. To avoid packing down the freshly prepared soil, place plywood boards over the area to spread out your weight as you move around. This will keep the soil loose and ready for planting. Start planting. Some plants, like kale, can be planted in the fall or late winter, as they tolerate cooler weather. Tomatoes and most annual flowers, however, need warmer temperatures, so wait until after the frost to plant them. Mid-spring and mid-fall are great times for perennials. Many annuals are easy to grow from seeds sown directly in the garden. Check the seed packet for planting times, depth, and spacing. If you're feeling adventurous, start seeds indoors a few weeks before the last frost using special containers and seed-starting soil. Place them on a sunny windowsill or under grow lights, keeping them moist but not soggy. Alternatively, you can buy young plants to transplant. Dig holes based on the plant tag instructions. Gently push up from the bottom of the container to remove the plants. If they're root-bound, untangle some outer roots before planting. Fill in around the roots with soil and water thoroughly to help them settle in. Proper timing for watering. Keep seedlings moist by watering them every day. As they grow, you can reduce the frequency. Newly transplanted plants also require regular watering every couple of days until their roots settle in. After that, how often you water will depend on your soil type, humidity, and rainfall, but starting with once a week is a good guideline. Clay soil retains moisture longer than sandy soil, so it will need watering less often. Sunny and windy weather can dry out the soil faster than cool or cloudy days. If you're unsure, check the soil a few inches below the surface. If it feels dry, it's time to water. Apply water slowly and deeply to ensure it soaks in, and try to water early in the morning to minimize evaporation. Add mulch to your garden. To keep weeds at bay and retain moisture in the soil, add a layer of mulch a few inches thick. This will reduce how often you need to water and block sunlight from reaching the soil, which helps prevent weed seeds from sprouting. Just be careful not to cover any seeds you want to grow, as they may not germinate if buried under mulch. There are many types of mulch to choose from, each offering different benefits. Options include shredded bark, straw, and river rock. If you opt for organic mulch like bark, compost, or straw, it will enrich the soil as it breaks down. For a vegetable garden or annual flowers, select a mulch that decomposes within a few months. For perennials, consider using more durable mulch-like bark chips that last longer. Regularly care for your garden. As your garden flourishes, help it thrive by staying on top of essential maintenance tasks. Water your plants before they start to droop, and remove weeds before they can spread seeds. Clear away any dead or unhealthy plants to keep the garden healthy. To control harmful insects, either hand-pick them and drop them into a bucket of soapy water, spray them off with water, or use insecticidal soap from a garden center. Support taller plants, like tomatoes, with a trellis, stake, or teepee to help them grow upright. Be sure to harvest your vegetables as soon as they're ripe. And don't forget to take a moment to enjoy the beauty of your garden and appreciate the fruits of your labor. Although making your garden beautiful might feel like a big task, it's possible with some time and effort. By using these tips, you can change your messy garden into a neat and lovely space that you will enjoy for many years. What would you like to have in your garden? Does having a garden help you de-stress? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the notification button to stay updated on the latest.